All right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening, everything. Ayan, kumusta na kayo, guys?
Nice
How's
naman, Direk.
Kumusta tayo lahat? Okay, so ano muna
Okay naman,
tayo?
eh.
Populate muna tayo.
Shout out sa 2 viewers natin, no? Feeling ko tayo rin. Oo. So,
Tayo natin ang ating mga viewers. Ang dami kasing happening ngayon eh. But you know, but you know, the show must go on. Diba?
Yeah.
Right, guys. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Practical Leadership Online. Okay, ayan. So, medyo pumapasok na ating mga kapwa leaders or, you know, those people who want to learn from our Practical Leadership Online tonight. So, you want to say hi to everybody? It's good to be here. How was your week, guys? Kwento naman kayo.
Sino muna?
Maulan. Maulan ng linggo.
Oo nga. Sige, Pastor Tristan, how was your week?
Mabuti naman. Birthday. Nag-birthday. Sino may nag-birthday this week? Nag-celebrate tayo ng birthday ni
Mrs. ko. Birthday ng Mrs. ko this week.
Oo nga.
Highlight yun ng mga
Birthday din na madaming nag-birthday. Birthday din ng papa ko kahapon. Yan. So, shout out to my Papa Sergon. If you're watching, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday, sir.
Happy
Si March
birthday.
mag-celebrate ng birthday.
Kailan?
Sa Saturday. So, happy birthday, love. Yan.
yeah.
Nice.
Uy, lang. Wow.
Bina birthday na birthday.
Bina B. Birthday na birthday.
So, pwede na mag-ano, di ba? Pwede na, pag GCQ, di ba? Pwede na lumabas. Pwede na tayo mag-celebrate.
Tama ba?
Ano
Pero
ba yung
ang public gathering hanggang 10 lang.
Ilan lang naman tayo. O, 10, sakto. With the wives.
natin.
Okay, so ano bang pinagkaiba na ngayon ng, kasi di ba sabi nila parang mas stricter daw yung GCQ ngayon. Meron ba sa inyong nakakaalam kung ano yung mga difference ng GCQ sa ngayon sa previous GCQ na in-announce na ng gobyerno natin? Meron bang nakakaalam?
Yung napansin ko lang yung sa transportation, dapat naka-face shield ka na ngayon. Dati face mask lang.
Right, pati kasi kahit dito sa building namin, ayan, wow, ready.
Ito.
Oo, kahit dito sa building namin, required na yung
Kulang pa.
ang tawag dyan, face shield. Okay, ayan, so we have
Yung curfew. Yan, the curfew is dati 10 o'clock ang curfew. Ngayon, unified lahat ng cities, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. So, mas strict sila ngayon. Tapos, I think now, meron yata, Icko, na yung per barangay na lockdown. Pwedeng i-lockdown ng isang barangay. Minsan, kalye nga nila lockdown dahil sa dami ng cases. So, strict sila ngayon.
Pero kapag pag nagtatrabaho ka and meron kang certificate of employment and you have proof that you work till after 8 p.m., yun allowed daw yun.
Pwede yun.
I think so. Oo. Lalo na siguro kung call center at saka BPO. Diba? Kasi minsan gabi yung trabaho ng mga yun.
Right.
So,
okay, so for those of you who are watching, comment naman kayo below sa ating comment section. Sabihin nyo sa amin kung saan kayo nanonood at kung meron kayong mga gustong batiin, meron kayong gustong i-shout out, birthday, or miss nyo lang, you can also comment sa ating comment section. Di ba? Yeah.
Naalala ko lang bago dati yung lockdown, nauna na yata kami. Kasi kapag may birthday dito sa amin, nauuna nang mag-lockdown yung streets namin. So, pag may party...
Bigay lang ang traffic report sa ating mga viewers tsaka sa inyo na rin yung mga plan bumiyahe. Kanina sa Araneta tsaka sa even just outside our house, nag-bumper to bumper. Hindi ko alam sa lakad ng mga tao. Napuno, as in, it was the worst traffic ever so far. Parang back to normal ng February. So I don't know sa ano po to, Santa Mesa, Araneta, Aurora area. Hindi ko alam dun sa iba kung kamusta.
Ayan, kumustahin natin si Jillian. Yan, si Jillian De La Rosa Chico from Pampanga here, missing Makati. Uy, Jillian, kumusta ang traffic situation dyan sa inyo?
Hello.
Nagtatraffic
ba dyan sa inyo? Anong balita dyan sa inyo? Ayan. We also have somebody, ayan, si Noe. Hello from BF Paranaque. Uy, birthday daw ni Micah on Sunday.
Uy, advance happy birthday.
Advance happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Ilan taon na si Micah?
Ilan taon na si Micah? Ayan.
Palagay naman sa comments para malaman natin.
I-post natin publicly para ma-immortal.
Ito yung sa Practical Leadership Online, ito yung laglagan portion. Ate Jari Cartera, watching from Makati. Kumusta naman dyan sa inyo? Maulan ba sa Makati ngayon?
Maulan dito, pero humina na ngayon dito. So, baka kila Teacher Zari, no? Lumakas na. Ayun.
Yeah.
From Pasay, si Ate Rosh.
Yeah.
Naghahalo.
Hello, Ate Rosh.
Hello, Ate Rosh.
From 140.
Ayan, si Micah nandyan na. Kay Daddy Jesus.
Oy.
Ay, wow. Ano,
wait, anong
before
edad?
ministry? Before the ministry or ano? Later.
Ano, Domini ba ito?
Resurrected.
30 AD.
O yung time of crucifixion.
Ayan, sabi ni Jillian, okay naman daw sila. Okay po dito pero para na ding Makati nagiging traffic sa Pampanga sila.
I think dahil sa mga nag-uwi, yung mga dating nasa Metro Manila, they went back to the provinces and nakadagdag sa congestion siguro.
Alam ko na kung bakit matraffic, Pastor DJ. Kasi long weekend. Bukas hanggang Sunday.
Right.
Holiday ba?
Yep.
Holiday.
Yeah.
Holiday.
Medyo pa represent Santa Mesa, represent sunod-sunod. Ian and Joshua Kings.
Well represented yung bahay mo, Pastor Leejay.
Ito, may question na tayo kagad. Di pa nag-umpisa. Micah, during crucifixion ba? Ito yung mga hindi nila natatanong sa service natin sa Victory. So dito nila tinatanong.
Crucifixion.
Okay.
33.
So, sige, na lang tayo habang hinihintay natin yung mga friends natin. Meron akong game. Okay, so the first few questions para sa inyong apat. Okay, kayong apat ang kayo muna yung... Tapos, pwede rin kayong tulungan ng ating mga viewers. Okay, pero sige, kwentuhan muna kayo kasi
sineset up.
Merong may technical excitement going on.
Okay.
Guys, may mga nalilito daw sa viewers natin kung sino si Coach Ardy at sino si Direk Icko. Nagkakapalitan nata kayo ng mukha.
Naka-side by side
yung
kasi.
Yung mas pogi po.
Yung naka-headphones yan si Ardy yan.
Oo. Yan.
Yung nakasalamin si Direk Icko. Yung nakasalamin.
Yeah. So, ano bang mangyayari dito?
Ano daw prize, Direk Icko?
Surprise! Meron tayong mga papremyo, huwag kayong mag-alala. Yeah.
Oo. Andiyan naman si Moody, di ba?
Batiin lang natin tong frontliner natin, Joshua. Hello from Santa Mesa. Ayan,
shout out sa'yo, Joshua, from Santa Mesa.
Isa yan sa mga frontliners natin.
Mesa Manila.
Wow.
Good news lang from Santa Mesa. Hindi na bumabaha po dito sa amin. Dati ay konting ulan lang bumabaha. Ngayon ay hindi na bumabaha. So thank you kay Manila Mayor. Pwede ba magbati na mayor dito?
Pwede.
Pwede naman.
Yun eh.
Manila Mayor Icko. Good job.
Oo. Dapat kapag maganda yung ginagawa, i-recognize natin yan, di ba?
Correct. Correct. Oh yeah, Mayor Icko is doing a very good job in Manila. Talagang inaayos niya lahat, pati yung COVID response. Talagang
first, di ba? Meron siyang palibre sa grandstand.
Oo, libreng rapid testing.
Good job. Congratulations, Mayor Icko. Yorme pala.
Yorme. Oo, kay Yorme. Kaya pala yun, no? Libreng testing. At sabi na, hindi lang daw taga Manila ang pwede magpa-test. Diba?
Yes. Yun ang balita ko. Kung hindi lang taga Manila pwede magpa-test, kahit sino pwede pumunta sa syudad ng Maynila at pwede mag-avail ng free rapid test. Galing, ano?
Magaling.
Yan ang dapat tulungan ng mga leaders, di ba? Kasi leader naman cannot do it all eh. Kaya sa city mo, pero kailangan tulong-tulong. Interdependence. Acts. Ano natin last meeting.
May tumatakbo ng sariling topic yung mga nasa comments natin. Tungkol kay Nacho Libre. Etong si Mike yan, ipa-plug lang daw niya, Good Christian Movies, Nacho Libre. So yan, may nagtatanong na pa-explain. Bakit Christian at bakit libre? Grabe itong mga nanonood sa atin.
Ganyan talaga kasi pinlag natin na this is going to be an engaging and a fun leadership session tonight. So ayan na sila, inumpisahan na nila. Okay, game. Ayan.
Hello. Oy, I'd like to greet my wife.
Sino yan?
Miss V. Madam
Si Miss V.
Welcome
Hello.
to Practical Leadership Online. Biglang naging formal natin.
Pero linawin lang natin.
Good evening.
Iba si Miss V kay Miss V na V. Baka naman itong audience natin. Magkaiba yun.
Magkaiba yun. Magkaibang magkaiba yun. Yeah. At hindi po ako yung kasama ni Miss V sa photo niya. Yan yung my late father-in-law. So, many good memories with my father-in-law. Sobrang saya. Siya yung 10 silang magkakapatid. Siya parati yung gusto niya fun. Yeah. So, he left us with a lot of very, very fun memories. Including my kids. Talagang tuwang-tuwa sila pag si grandpa nila nakikita nila. Tapos?
Paano na tayo direct?
Asan na yung game natin?
Pwede naman sa dulo.
Ito na. Malapit na. Okay, so sa mga viewers natin, yung mga nanonood dyan, okay, so i-ready nyo na yung inyong mga typing fingers kasi pabilisan to ng pabilisan ng hula to.
Pwede ba mag-Google? Baka naman
hindi. Hindi pwede mag-Google. Oo. Ang leaders honest din dapat.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, ready na ba kayo? Okay, sa ating mga viewers, okay, meron kaming prizes. Yung prizes natin manggagaling sa kanila dun sa 4. Okay?
Galing. Delegation.
Delegation.
Delegation. Okay, go.
Ay. Sige,
Okay.
Ano ba to?
Paano to direct?
Okay. Ito po, this is really what happens during a live broadcast. Kanina okay na to Biglang, for some reason, ayaw Okay, so, Siguro let's
May
help.
magandang tanong. May magandang tanong. Ito ang tanong. Tanong natin sa mga nanonood, type nyo lang. Type nyo yung
Yan,
sagot
okay, very good.
Type nyo yung sagot ninyo. Sino ang malakas o pinakamalaking impluwensya sa buhay mo at bakit?
Ayun.
Nice.
So, ganda
Go.
yan.
Life and why? Okay? So, pwedeng dati mong coach, pwedeng magulang, pwedeng dati mong boss dahil maraming tinuro sa'yo. Okay, go. Type. Type. Pero tanong muna natin, habang nag-aantay tayo ng mga tamo si Icko, iniwan tayo, no? Ha?
Oo, wala tayong director. Nag-walk out. Nag-walk out ng bigla. Nag-walk out ka, direct?
Oo, walk out.
Walang paalam-alam. Bigla na nang...
Grabe.
Okay, tanong muna
Sinect
natin
lang.
yung mga kasama natin. Tanong muna natin yung mga kasama natin. So, umpisa natin kay Tristan. Tristan, sino yung who was the biggest influence in your life and why?
I guess, madami sila eh. Not I guess. Madami sila. Una, parents ko, syempre. Pero yung gusto ko yung honor ngayong gabi, syempre yung wife ko. Yan. I think ever since I got married with my wife, Marge, feeling ko lang ng slight na nagbago ng konti yung pakikitungo ko sa madaming tao. Yan. So feeling ko lang naging kinder ako ng konti, naging iba ang perspective ng konti. So iba ang natulong ang effect ni Marge sa buhay ko. So yun.
Yeah.
I think we can attest to that.
I think
We
hindi
can
lang
attest to that.
I think hindi
Yes.
lang konti. Oo.
Oo, madami. O ito yung
Madami,
mga
no?
sagot ng mga viewers natin, ng mga friends natin na nanonood right now. Okay.
Okay.
Yan, sabi ni Ate Zari, pakibasa po.
Parents, because they built my values and character. Yun. Napakaganda.
Okay, follow-up question kay Shari ba to? How do you pronounce her name?
Zari.
Zari.
Zari. Follow-up question sa'yo, Zari, type mo ha. Ano yung number one value na iniwan sa'yo hanggang ngayon ng parents mo? Okay, type mo ha. O, sino pa? Meron pa, direct?
Meron pa po.
Okay.
Okay, eto si Miss Weng, sabi naman niya, daddy ko, tinuruan siya maging independent.
Nice.
O, ito,
Wow.
maganda tong sagot na to. In honor of.
Mm-hmm. Uy! Wow.
Paid advertisement po yan. Paid advertisement po yan.
Paid advertisement.
Sa
Post
akin,
no bill.
ng tahanan. Ngayon, either
Thank you,
na-date
Elmer.
ako sa labas ng tahanan, pinalabas ako ni Rosa.
Ang kulit.
Yan
Yan,
ang
ito
aking
naman.
mga nai-influensya.
Okay. Kasi,
Si Jillian.
sandali, before kay Jillian, tanong natin si Leejay.
Oh.
Since ikaw yung sinagot ni Elmer, sino ang pinakamalaking influence sa buhay mo?
Well, madami siya, no? Aside from parents and wife, kasi sila naman yung madalas. Naalala ko lang nung nagka-college ako, nag-business kasi ako. Tapos sa business na yun, meron isa, ang galing mag-train, ang galing mag-host. Lumaki din yung network niya. So yun yung naging idol ko. Paglaki ko, sabi ko kung saan pumunta tong maman to, susundan ko to. So
Sino
hanggang
yan?
ngayon,
Sino yan?
sinusundan ko pa rin po siya. Ang pangalan niya, Coach Ardy. So
Stalker,
nagbebenta kami ng squalin nun. So, totoo yan.
Galing
Okay,
naman.
Hindi po, wala pong bayad yan. Walang bayad.
Alam mo, dahil dyan, gusto ko lang i-acknowledge yung bagong haircut ni Coach Ardy.
Oo nga.
Oh,
Bagong tasa.
Bagong tasa. Ako hindi pa eh.
Bagong tasa.
Was that today lang? Did you get your haircut today?
Especially for the show tonight.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
A new do
Yeah.
for the show. You know what I mean? Okay.
Coach Ardy, ito yung answer sa follow-up question mo kanina.
Okay. Daddy ko. makipagkapwa-tao, makisama, and education lang ang ipamana sa amin. Umami, integrity, respect, and discipline.
Wow.
Galing, very nice. Galing. Gusto ko yung makipagkapwa-tao. Yeah. Kasi importante yan di ba? Kasi sa totoo lang, nowadays, IQ will not cut it. Kahit gaano ka katalino. I have nothing against smart people.
Yeah, right.
It's really more EQ. It's really how
No
you...
offense, non-taken naman.
Ha?
Non-taken naman na offense.
Representing the smart people.
Ang lupit mo, King. O sige, sumagot ka. Ikaw
Globe,
naman.
Globe din ako. Smart tsaka Globe.
Okay. Go. Ikaw, King. Sino? Before we go to Jillian, sino? Who was the biggest influence in your life?
Sa akin, parents. My mom, to be specific.
Because?
So, nakuha ko sa mom ko yung hardworking, doing whatever it takes, and doing your best.
Mm-hmm.
If you fail, you try again. Yun. So, perseverance. So, tsaka family first.
Yeah, very good. Galing.
Nice.
Pero pa, direct, bago ikaw.
Sino pa ba?
Si Jillian.
Si
Jillian. Jillian, my husband, he's teaching me to be patient
And thrifty.
Thrifty. Ano ba talaga ang ibig sabihin ng thrifty? Kasi, we hear that a lot, but...
Yung nabubulunan ka. Or pagka, kulang ka sa tubig.
Oo.
Thrifty.
Di ba 10, 20, 30, 40, 50?
Thrifty.
Pero, napansin ko lang lahat ng husbands, tinuturuan yung mga misis nila maging thrifty. Mahal naman yan. Baka naman mas may mura pa dyan. Paano ba? Di ba lahat ng husbands ganyan?
Kung hindi thrifty, patient. Mag-antay ka lang. Ni Lord yan.
Ayun.
Magkakasil din yan. Antayin mo.
Ang ganda ng pagkasabi ni Jillian. Wives.
Thank you, Jillian.
Na-honor pa rin talaga yung husband. Very creative. Galing.
Okay. Game? Ready na ako.
Ayun.
Okay.
Yan.
Yes, sir.
Yun.
Hirap mag-stretch.
Okay.
Ito, si tatay.
Ano?
Si tatay. Love for the Lord and pag-serve sa iba. Nice. Yes.
Ako po.
Iba talaga mga
DK,
tatay.
muna, please.
Ang saya ng game na to.
Nakita na yung sagot. Kita na ba?
DK, hindi kita yung sagot yan. Kaya lang,
Play mo na.
ayaw nga eh.
Click natin. Play.
Ayun. Click.
Sige, habang naghihintay. Si Jor, tatay din niya sa area na pagsusumikap.
Okay.
Okay.
Ayun.
May isang sagot na kakaiba. Si Joshua, boss ko po kasi first time ko mag-attend ng service sa Victory Makati 2 years ago. Ang counting, marami na ako natutunan sa mga sinasabi ng mga pastor.
Baka counting. 2 years ago counting.
Oo nga. Counting.
Wow.
Nagmamadali si Doc. Josh, doc ka ba? Are you a doctor? Because your picture has you're wearing a stent.
Well, he's a frontliner, so...
Okay.
Nurse, doctor, ano ba?
Ayun, maraming salamat sa mga frontliners natin. I mean, you are doing an amazing job. Seriously. And not just frontliners in the medical, pati yung mga security guards na po ang pasok. Alam mo yung gano'n, yung they go to work. Siyempre, buhay din nila yung nakataya. No? So, maraming salamat sa lahat ng klaseng frontliners. Hindi lang medical frontliners, but of course, most especially the medical frontliners because they're the ones saving lives, diba? But all types of frontliners, thank you so much. Kayo ang totoong leader. Yan. Kasi
Teka, may tribute.
araw-araw nandyan.
Ayan,
May tribute dito from Micah. Si Kuya Adeng. Okay, siya yung worship leader natin dati sa Victory. No? Tinulungan niya ako mag-quit, mag-smoke. Helped me get back to loving music and taught me and know way to be inclusive people despite being introverts. Wala nang tatalo kay Adeng sa pagiging includer.
Oo.
Ito yung talagang
Ano na talaga yan?
genius level. Alam ni Icko yan, experience na
Master level yun si Adeng sa ganyan. Which is, I think, very admirable. Kasi pagkasama mo si Adeng, kahit first timer ka, feeling mo tagal-tagal mo na, di ba? Pakilala ka niya talaga sa lahat. Ayun si Adeng.
Oo. No one will be left behind.
No, wala talaga.
Sige. Okay, guys, I'm sorry but this is not working. So maybe later on baka we can do this later on, ano? Yeah. So let's move forward to ako sasagot?
Oo.
Ako sasagot? Of course, sa family ko my mom and my eldest sister. Sila, kasi growing up, sila talaga yung parang nag-lead ng family namin, yung mami ko tsaka eldest sister ko. Particularly, ang pinaka-influence nila talaga sa akin yung faith. Because they were the ones who brought me to Sunday school. You know, I think I was 10 years old when they brought me to Sunday school. And totoo talaga yung train a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he will not depart from it. Kasi lahat ng mga memory verses nung nasa Sunday school ako, hanggang ngayon bit-bit ko. Tapos lahat ng tinuro sa amin ng mga teachers, Sunday school teachers namin doon, hanggang ngayon bit-bit ko. So, shout out sa lahat ng mga kids church teachers. John 11:35, Jesus wept. Oh.
Ayun.
Shortest verse.
Diba? Ayun. So, yun. Tapos, syempre, of course, there's si Carlo Ratilla talaga. Yan. He was my discipler in church and he really taught me a lot. Especially about being patient with people who are, who test your patience. Because he was like that to me. Medyo na-test yung patience ko ni Carlo. So, yun. So, that's one thing na talagang hindi ko makakalimutan kay Carlo at yun yung example na nakita ko sa kanya. To be patient with people because the Lord is not done with people you think na parang mahirap kausapin or parang hirap i-handle. May ginagawa si Lord sa kanila. So just be patient. That's one thing I really learned from Carlo. So yun po.
Very
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oy, si Zed, bumabati. Hello, Ate Roch.
Actually, nag-hi na si Roch. Hi, Zed.
Okay.
Kayo dalawa na lang, Roch. Zed, mag-usap.
Exchange gift.
PM na lang, PM.
Oo, ibig na
PM.
practical leadership online.
Libre
Okay.
daw text eh. Libre text.
Sige, so let's move on po muna sa ating next segment. Okay ba yun sa inyo? Alright, and that is, okay, so it's coaching time with Mr. Ardy Abelio, with Coach Ardy Abelio. And
Ano?
all right, so sige sir, take it away.
Okay, thank you very much and good evening to everybody. Maraming salamat for tuning in. We are already on episode 3. Okay, episode 3, which is the purpose of faith. And we're still in the season of season of the purpose of life or life on purpose. So let me just share my screen with you just very quickly. So ang gagawin natin dito, magba-back and forth tayo. I'll show you the screen and then we're gonna be talking a little bit. I'm gonna pull the guys back in for a discussion So we're gonna do things differently today, or this evening. Icko, is the screen sharing already? Sorry, if I can pull you back in direct. Yeah, yun. Okay, thank you. So let me just share this with you. Yeah. Okay, review muna tayo, no? So we'll do a quick review of episode 1, which is the purpose of living. Yeah. So we found out that for those of you that have tuned in just tonight, this is our episode 1, purpose of living. So we talked about the purpose of living is really living to please God, but at the same time living to use our talents, our gifts, and our abilities to benefit others while we earn the interest over time. Yun yung ating purpose of living. That's episode 1. And there's a whole discussion that went on that. So if you want to catch episode 1, just you can go on this site and just click on episode 1. It will show you purpose of living. Last meeting we talked about, or the last episode we talked about the purpose of interdependence. And we learned that when you talk about interdependence, it's not independence, it's not codependence, but it's interdependence. Meaning, fellowship, which is shared life. Pag sinabi nating shared life, ibig lang sabihin nun na meron tayong pinagdaanan. Yan, katulad nung we were asking you earlier, who were the people who influenced you the most until today and why? And chances are these are people who influenced you because we've gone through a lot with them. We've gone through a lot, whether they're highs or lows in our lives. They were always there, to guide us, to help us, to influence us, and to lead us. So interdependence is very important, all because I think that we live not just, we were designed to live in communities. We're designed to live in teams. We are designed to live in families and societies. We are designed to have I firmly believe that there's one void in our heart which only God can fill. No one else can fill that. So you may try to fill it with other stuff, but ultimately it's only God who can fill that void. The other void, I think, in our hearts is can be filled by someone whom God will bring into your life. So that's your spouse or your children. These are people who are called to be interdependent with you. That's the purpose of interdependence. And tonight, we are going to be talking about the purpose of faith. Yan. So pag sinabi nating faith, quickly lang, sa Hebrews, sabi doon, now faith is being sure of what we hope for, being certain of what we do not see. So, kung isipin natin yon, faith is like looking through, that's why we say, look at things through the eyes, or look at situations through the eyes of faith. Ibig sabihin nun, look beyond the reality. Look beyond what is there in front of you. Because many times, what is in front of us will actually dampen our faith. What is in front of us may not just dampen, sometimes it kills your faith. Lalo na pagka ngayon, nowadays, when you look at the pandemic, we're over 5 months already into the quarantine, and many have lost faith, all because nawala ng trabaho, maaring nawala ng mahal sa buhay, they lost a loved one, or they've just lost hope in moving forward in their business or moving forward in their careers. So importante yung faith sa atin because this is something that we look forward to beyond what is reality, beyond what is there, beyond the what is before us. I do not have a rubber band with me, but Peter Senge, he says that when you stretch around, Peter Senge, by the way, is the planning director of MIT. And he is also the author of the book, The Fifth Discipline. And we was talking about, maraming salamat. Thank you so much to my wife who is beside me for props. May props pa ako. Okay. Sabi ni Peter Senge, sabi niya, let's pretend that this is your reality. The bottom hand is your reality. And the top hand is what you're believing for, what you're in faith for. Okay? If you stretch the rubber band or this band, I feel tension. I feel stress. I feel resistance. And if you talk about tension, normally, pag sinabi natin tension, negative yan. Diba? Kunwari, patapos na yung buwan. So, wala ka pa sa quota mo, wala ka pa sa target mo in sales. Ano sasabihin nila? Naku, tension kasi kailangan ko na makakota. Or, for example, end of the year and the business, your targets have been adjusted. Pero sa totoo lang, wala ka pa sa kalahati ng target mo, naku, tension ka na, di ba? So, the tension, he says, tension is something that is created when you take a look at your reality and when you take a look at things with the eyes of faith. This is what you desire. This is your hope. This is your faith. This is your vision. So, sabi nila, let's say, for example, your vision or your faith, you have the faith to earn 150,000 a month. Reality, you're only earning 50,000 a month or 5,000 a month. Diba? Yun yung stretch. Now, sabi niya, when you talk about tension, it's normally negative. But he says there is something called creative tension. Why? Because when you take a look at this example, there are only two ways to relieve the tension. One is to lower your faith, lower the top hand. Diba? I don't feel tension, but remember, I've also lost faith. Nawala na yung paniniwala ko. Nawala na yung tinitignan ko sa hinaharap. Right? I'm no longer sure of what I hope for, and I'm uncertain of what I do not see. Wala na yung faith. The other is this. While you have faith on the top hand, and then you have reality on the bottom hand, what you need to do is to create something within your reality to move you closer to your faith, or to your vision, or to what you're believing for in the future. That's a better way to relieve tension. Creative tension daw yon. And the reason why many of us feel tense, the reason why many of us feel stressed at some point is because we know that there is something within our reality na hindi pa akma dun sa paniniwala natin or what we believe in, what our faith is for. So, importante natin makita things in the eyes of faith so that we're excited to keep moving forward. Okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to share with you 3 quick things that faith will do for us. Then I want to bring the guys in. Per point, I'll share a point and then I'll talk a little bit about it and then I'll bring the guys in for a quick discussion. So we're going to go that. And you can participate also in this discussion. Okay? So, what will faith do for us? Number 1, faith will provide direction. Okay? Faith will provide direction for us. So, think about it. I'll stop sharing first, and what I'll do is I'll ask the gentlemen and all of you out there to join in our discussion. So, guys, if you can join me back here, a question that I'd like to ask is what are we normally, kayo personally, what are you normally guided by in life? Every day, araw-araw. I'll give you 2 choices. What are you normally guided by in life every day? 2 choices. The first choice is a clock that tells the time, that measures your deadlines, that measures your performance, or the compass. The compass that maybe you can find in your phone, okay? Which tells you direction. Now, be honest. Which are you guided most by every day? Umpisa natin kay Leejay. Leejay, what do you think? I can't hear you.
The clock.
Okay, the clock. Because?
Kasi naka-schedule na yung buong linggo, umabot na clock and calendar. Kung pwede ba yun?
Oh, the clock and calendar, no? So it goes hand in hand, di ba? The clock, because there's a certain time that you wake up, certain hours that you need to put in, at GCQ. So we're now preparing for the opening of Alpha Land, di ba? So we're guided by the clock and the calendar. Okay, very good. Calendar naman to schedule the work that we do. Okay, sino pa? Choose the next. Leejay. Kayo rin
sa tabi ko, sa baba, si Tristan.
Okay. Sa akin, Coach, pareho kami ni Leejay. It's really calendar and then the clock. Pero I guess kapag nasa kotse at nasa traffic, yung Waze, yung compass, so kasi that's direction. So I guess depende sa kung nasaan ako.
Playing safe? Dalawa yung sagot.
Safe.
Kasi hindi naman ako gumagamit talaga ng compass Diba? So Waze.
Okay. So may sumagot. Direct, anong sabi ni?
Si Juen.
Juen, okay. Juen, sabi clock.
Juen.
Okay.
Clock daw. Yeah.
Okay.
Ang
Tristan.
sagot naman ni Jillian, ito sagot ni, pareho sila ni Tristan, clock, calendar, and Waze.
Okay. So yung dalawang sinabi ni Jillian, clock and calendar, ano yun that tells time, di ba? Or that measures time. Yung Waze gives you direction. Kaya sabi ni Leejay na playing safe daw sila. Playing safe daw si Tristan.
Lahat.
Okay. Tristan, choose the next. Sino sunod?
Yan, yung may extra balbas sa kabila ko. Diba?
Extra balbas.
Pusa niya yan.
May pet pa.
Pusa yan.
Ito pala. Ikaw, anong sagot mo?
Mali. Yung sagot ko kasi.
Yan, tama yan.
Most of the time, it's the clock. Kasi parang alam mo na yung mga kailangan mong gawin for the day. So, of course, yung times of eating, syempre yung break time. Especially now kasi I work at home, so kasabay ko kumain si Nika. So, pag mga 11:30 na, nagtatanungan na kami kung anong gusto mong lunch, anong oras tayo kakain, mga ganyan. Para at least sa break time, sabay kami. And then, of course, yung mga work na kailangan gawin, mga meetings na kailangan attendan, it's all scheduled Nasa clock talaga yan. So, kumbaga parang really the clock directs my day-to-day work week. Okay, or basically the whole week.
Yeah.
So,
good. So wow. Sige. May sumagot, Vera Makalintal Apelio
Oo, ito. Compass daw. Na-coach ba to? Na-coach siya dati. Yan yata yung tamang sagot, guys.
Parang nga.
Sandali. Practically speaking lang, hindi compass yan. Compass. Siya yung kumukumpas sa mga anak ko. Yan.
Yun.
Tagalog.
Okay. Now we get it.
Now we get it.
Icko.
Ako, I wish I can say compass, no? Kasi parang mas profound kung compass, di ba? Pero sa totoo lang, it's really the clock. Di ba? Parang pagising mo, sunod-sunod na parang at the end of the day nga ako, minsan parang ang dami ko nang ginawa, pero parang ang dami ko pa rin dapat gawin. Naubos na yung oras mo. Di ba? So, yeah. For me, it's also clock. Clock din.
Yeah. And I think for everybody, it's really more the clock. We're all guided by it. I mean, we wake up to an alarm clock that we snooze, di ba? We wake up to an alarm clock. We work based on deadlines. Even our kids, when they go to school, pag nag-aaral sila, it's always about, I have to finish this project, I have to finish that project. It's all about how we're managed by the clock or the time. And that's another topic. But when you talk about time or time management, there are two concepts of time. It's the chronos and kairos. Chronos is the passing of time, and then kairos is the opportune time. So, don't just let time fly. Don't just let time pass. But seek out the opportunity. In his book, Stephen Covey is the author of the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Isa dun sa mga habits na yon, first things first. Yun yung sinasabi niya, first things first. Which talks about time management. How do you prioritize? Alam mo, if you Google that book, yung cover lang, tingnan niyo lang yung cover, it shows 2 instruments. A compass and a clock. At sinasabi niya ng ganon, ang sad fact sa atin, masyado tayo nagmamadali sa buhay. We rush through life not knowing where we're going. So sabi niya, many people, including us, many times, if we just stop to consider, we sacrifice direction for speed. Di ba? We rush through life, and then when we look back at the end of our life, we say, grabe, dami kong ginawa, but where was I going? So sabi niya, while it's true that we're always managed by time, don't forget also the direction of where you're going. So kailangan compass. That's why look at things with eyes of faith, because as we hurry through life and hoping that the quarantine will be lifted already, we have to know that this is the direction that we're headed. I have, my kids, my older kids my eldest is actually marrying age already. I always tell them na, alam nyo, kayo, kailangan magkaroon kayo ng direction sa buhay. Hindi lang don't take it the normal course of life. Kailangan magkaroon kayo ng direction sa buhay. Kasi, importante yon for you. Know what God wants you to do and follow that. Diba? Live your life of faith following the God-given purpose and direction for your life. Kasi iba-iba yan. I have 5 kids, iba-ibang direction ng buhay yan. But I can't expect the eldest to be the same as the second, third, fourth, or fifth. Hindi, iba-iba yan. So I pray also, I say, Lord, let me know also how I can support them in the direction that you want them to take. So that nabibuild yung faith nila. Okay? So that's the first. Second, second thing that faith will do is faith will narrow your focus. Yeah. When you talk about faith narrowing your focus, that means that you will be able to say no to other things that will help you focus on that which your faith is anchored on. So here we want to talk about faith in terms of what is something that focus kasi on prayer and action. Narrow your focus on prayer and action. So in other words, we have to be a little bit more specific with what we should pray for. So, question, and you guys can answer while we ask our team. What is something that you've specifically prayed for, or you're still specifically praying for? Okay, so what is something that you've specifically prayed for na nakuha mo, or that you are still specifically praying for? Alam mo yun, sasabihin nyo, I want a house. Okay, I want to have my own house. So, anong klaseng bahay? Ilang kwarto? Ilang floors? Ilang kotse yung kasya sa garahe? Yeah. Most of the time, we sacrifice directly. Okay. So, anyone? Tanungin natin, since nahuli ka, direct, ikaw na mamamili. Sino yung mauna?
Yeah. Okay. Si Pastor Tristan. Si Tristan.
Tristan. Okay.
Pinagpe-prayan, siguro for bahay. Yan, bahay at lupa. Yan. Yung talagang pinagpe-prayan namin ni Marge ever since we got married. So, we're believing God for our own home. Yan. So, na may six-car garage, mga ganon. May front yard, may backyard. At walang masyadong mga manok na tumitilaok sa paligid. So, yun. Yun yung faith goal. Yan.
Okay. So pero wag ka rin mag-aalaga ng buo ng manok kasi sabi mo may garden ka sa likod eh.
Oo, pwede 'yun. Business. Coach, meron tayong answer.
May patatada.
Ayun,
From
Sabi
Jillian,
ni Jillian.
sabi ni Jillian.
Mhm.
Yan. Toyota Innova Silver Model 2019 and it was an answered prayer last May 2019.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Galing naman.
Ito rin. Ito, Coach. I want to read this also.
Okay.
This is from Micah Tabangkura. Sabi niya, when I was unemployed almost 2 months ago, and ang sabi ko, pakiusap ko kay Lord, Lord, bago ako mawalan ng savings, please bigyan mo ko ng work. True enough, the last day of living in our savings, araw ng sweldo ko sa bago kong trabaho.
Amen.
Wow.
Oh, galing.
God.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Oo.
Grabe.
Ganun,
Saka dyan
ganun.
makikita that God really knows what, what's inside your heart. Di ba? Yun nga, iti-test talaga yung character natin, if we're willing to it. And congratulations, Micah, because, you were proven worthy. Meaning, God, you allowed God to work on your character in that regard. Wow, congratulations. Yeah.
Jillian din, congratulations sa
galing.
answered
galing.
prayer mo.
Oo. So, also, make sure lang when you pray for something specific, check mo muna yung character mo. Maganda jump off yun eh. Check mo muna yung character mo. Kasi if you're wanting to, Lord, bigyan mo ako ng opportunity at work or in my business to start earning a net income of, let's say, 500,000 a month or ganun. Pinagpipray mo yan. Kailangan check mo rin yung character mo kasi malamang sa hindi, baka i-withhold muna ni Lord yun. Kasi baka ikasira mo pagbigay sa'yo kagad. Di ba? So while we're praying specifically for something, make sure also that, Lord, before you give that to me, check my character. Work on me first so that I can be prepared to receive your blessing. I can be prepared to receive the answer to my prayers so that my faith can be truly built up. Kasi your faith is built up when you see a change in your life. Diba? As a result of God answering your prayer, you can see a changed life and that's what builds your faith more. Kasi yung ibigay sa'yo ni Lord, wow, grabe. Kalahating milyon na kinikita ko, yes. Pero wala ka naman sa church linggo-linggo or hindi ka na nag-attend ng victory group kung saan ka na napupunta. So, in other words, we always have to check first our hearts. When we pray for something in specific, yung prayer yan two things, prayer and action. Pray for something specific, but make sure that your action also is worthy of that which you're praying for. In other words, allow God to work on you, on us, not just you, but on us. Okay? So last, ito na yung huli. Wait, share screen. The last is here we go. So it will narrow your focus, and the last is this. Faith will dare the impossible. Yeah. So yung sinabi ni Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it's done. Di ba? Always seems impossible until it's done. when we take a look at what's happened to us many times, parati natin nakikita, naku, imposible naman mangyari yan. But truth to tell, whatever we thought was impossible is now being done. TV na lang, tiro ang TV, di ba dati yung tubo, yung makal na TV, mabibigat. No one ever thought that we would take a look, we would see flat screen TVs. Now it's the in thing. Hindi na siya X factor, it's really the thing now. Flat screen TV. Diba? So, what is something have you ever been told before that it was impossible? Whatever you were thinking of, or whatever you were quote unquote dreaming about. Sabi niya, wow. For example, for me at a young age, I always told myself, I'm the youngest of 4 kids and the only boy. And alam mo pagka bunso, di ba? Parang the bunso is not taken seriously. So all my older siblings, all my older sisters, one was an architect and 2 others one was a corporate person, the other one is in business also. But the youngest, sabi ko, basta pag laki ko, I don't want to be employed. I don't want to be paid a salary. I want to earn my own money. I want to earn my own money. So, syempre, pag bata ka, di ba? Pag pupunso ka, ikaw, no? Hindi mangyayari yan, ikaw. To be honest, I was the one who took the longest in school. Mahal na mahal ko talaga ang college. Hindi ako umalis. Ang tagal ko doon talagang, hindi masters yun professional student. Kaya tawag sa akin ng nanay at tatay ko, professional student. But I always knew that, sabi ko, and I got saved when I was in freshman college. My first year in college. That's when I got saved. Sabi ko, Lord, ayoko akong binabayaran ng sweldo. Gusto ko, Lord, talaga na ako yung kumikita ng pera at saka ako yung tumutulong sa ibang tao. Ganun talaga yung prayer. And at that time, it was really, really impossible. All my businesses failed. Nako, I'm telling you, all my businesses failed. And then one day, God showed up. Sabi niya, okay ka na? Tama ka na? Okay na, let me do my work in you. Let me show you what I'm capable of doing. And He showed me the impossible was possible with Him. Yeah. Kayo, meron ba kayong mga ganon? Have you ever had those times where feeling nyo hindi mangyayari pero biglang nangyayari? Si King. Yes, King.
Yun. I think marami naman din tayong mga a lot of things actually happen na talagang surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yung hindi mo talaga ina-expect. And I think yung key talaga doon is faith na really, kasi diba, faith is being sure of what you hope for and certain of what you do not see. So lahat tayo, meron tayong mga faith list, diba? Maraming lists. Or list, pero maraming nakalagay, no? And minsan masusurprise ka na lang na na-answer na pala yung isa mong nasa faith goal mo without really you parang drilling yourself to do it. Kumbaga parang may experience mo na grace lang talaga ni Lord kung bakit mo nakuha. And God has honored your faith. And kumbaga parang ang dami with my wife's work or kotse or makabili ng condo or makalipat ng apartment. So, kumbaga parang it all started na parang at a point na hindi namin alam ang gagawin but to trust God. But at the end, God honored our faith and everything went according to His plan. Kumbaga parang minsan kasi hindi mo naman inaakala na yun yung mangyayari.
Yeah.
Alright, we were almost parang forced to move from the place that we were staying at. Tapos, God gave us a great opportunity to move. And napakalaking blessing din. So, that's the most recent one, I think. So, kumbaga parang at a point of ano talaga, at a point of desperation, I guess. No, parang magkaroon ka lang talaga ng faith kay Lord and hindi ka naman yung ipapahiya. So, I think that's one thing that I've learned.
No, very good. Galing. I'll just share, no? Kasi dati ngayon, we raise funds for, we do building funds. Di ba? Ganun tayo. We do, we raise money for buildings, etc., etc. And God really honors our faith in to believe the impossible. Back in the day, when during the 80s, alam mo yung pinakaunang fundraising activity namin as a church, Victory Makati. Unang-unang fundraising activity namin, talagang pinagpe-pray namin yun, yung Lord, give it to us, we will sow in faith, ganito, ganon. L300 van. A Mitsubishi L300 van. Yun yung pinaka-EN building namin nung panahon na yun. Because all of us were students. And all of us, were in faith for a van. That was our very first church property or church asset in Victory Makati, an L300 van. But you see how God progresses, diba? He entrusts you, He builds your faith for a van, then He moves you now to an office, then He moves you now to a building, and then now that He's shown how faithful He is in many, many things that we thought were impossible, then now the question is, how about you? How about you? What is it that you want? What is it that you are praying for? What is it that you are asking me for? And allow me to show my power, my strength, my faithfulness to you in answering what you think is impossible with God. Sabi nga ng Bible, diba? All things are possible. And it takes faith. Kasi sabi nga na, it's faith that without faith we cannot please God. And also another, just to close everything, is faith without works we know is dead. We can talk about all of these things, but if it's not seen in our lives, kung hindi nakikita sa trabaho natin, kung hindi nakikita sa gawa natin, baliwala lahat to eh. And I guess that's why we need to act, because that's also a testimony for many others of the faithfulness of God in our lives. So the purpose of faith is that I think the purpose of faith is one, is for us to stretch our minds to believe for the impossible. But at the same time, it's also for the deepening of our character. It's also for the working of our character, so that we will be able to receive what God has for us in faith. So that is episode 3, mga kapatid. Next time we meet, we're going to be finishing our life on purpose, and we're going to be finishing it off with the purpose of excellence. Bakit kailangan excellent tayo sa lahat ng ginagawa natin? Di lang sa trabaho, sa bahay, sa ating pansarili. No? So, thank you so much for tuning in to Coaching Time. We will give this... may comment si Jillian. My parents told me they can't send me to college kasi nga mahirap lang kami. But having all out faith with God and crying every night before I graduate in high school, God let me pass the DOST scholarship for 4-year course. Yes. Diba? Galing. it's nice to hear those testimonies, no? Meron ka, faith will dare the impossible. Kasi yun na naman, Vera Makalintal Abelio na naman, no? Grabe naman. Wow. Thank you for sharing, Jillian. Thank you for everyone that shared during the coaching time. Please invite your friends. Invite your friends next time we broadcast. Omar is watching. Oh, Omar, ang ating kapatid na from ABS-CBN. Ano yan? Inaanak ko rin yata yun. Inaanak natin. Dami namin inaanak sa kasal. Anyway, okay. So thank you so much for tuning into Coaching Time. Next time, magdala kayo ng mga 5. Okay? 5 bring 5. 5 bring 5, bring 5, bring 5. By 5th level, ilan na yan? 625 ba yun? Parang ganun yata yun eh. Okay. Yes.
Correct. Si Stuart nanonood din.
Hey,
Mr. Stuart Yang.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey, Stu.
Si Stu? As in si Stu?
Stu Yang.
Stu, the Stu.
Stuart.
Nice.
Stu Yang.
Stu Yang.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so thank you, Coach, for again, very faith building naman yung share mo ngayon kasi pati yung mga testimonies na naririnig natin from our viewers, parang naalala ko yung just to add to what you shared, naalala ko lang na when I was younger, dun sa area kasi namin malapit kami sa sa airport. So laging may eroplanong dumadaan. Tapos parang hindi ko na-imagine na one day, basta I just believed na parang someday makakasakay din ako niyan, makakasakay din ako. And true enough, the Lord answered that prayer. I just believe that one day I'd be able to ride a plane and been riding since. So
Jet setter.
Yeah, jet setter. Been riding since. No, but it's only because of the faithfulness of God. Parang yung childlike faith ko na parang, wow, alam mo, ini-imagine ko nga gaano kataas yung aeroplano nun eh. Di ba? Parang gaano kaya ako paliit sa tingin niya. But praise God, I was able to experience that. And not only once, but the Lord has been, granting my prayer to be able to visit more places, kahit locally. Yun. So naalala ko lang na talagang when you pray, lalo na when you have faith like a child, naririnig talaga ni Lord yung prayers natin.
Yes. Very good. Galing.
Okay.
Baka may mga questions sila, Coach Ardy, directly ko about our topic for tonight. So,
ikaw, Tristan, may tanong ka ba? Ikaw yung parating may tanong sa akin.
Sige.
I'm taking advantage of this free coaching.
So, exit muna kami. Pastor na. Tristan, bahala ka na.
Ito lang naman yung tanong ko.
Yes. What's your question?
Sinulat ko kanina. Patingin mo, Coach, what do you think is the consequence of not having faith as a leader? Kasi marami akong mga kaibigan na hindi naman sila believer, right? But they are a practicing leader in their organization. They have followers and they have influence. They serve people. But I think they don't really recognize the value of faith that much. So, what do you think should be is a consequence of not having faith as a leader?
I think this, kasi faith can be defined in many ways. Diba? I mean, we have our faith. Our faith is in God. Our faith is in the finished work that Jesus Christ did on the cross for the salvation of our sins. But others still also have their faith. I mean, their faith can be placed in something else. It may not be God, or it may be another God. Pero meron din silang faith. And I mean, you just take a look at our Muslim brothers. Di ba? May pananampalataya din sila. They have a strong, in fact, they're even stronger. Their faith is so strong, diba? That it's a faith / an ideology or belief. And whatever faith it is kasi, of course, we would want and we would pray that their faith would be turned to God, or that their faith would be turned to Jesus. However, if you look throughout history, leaders, the truly leaders that led history or world, that changed the world, led because of a belief system, led because of a faith. They had the faith to do something. That's why whether good or bad, whether positive or negative yung faith na yon or yung belief system na yon, if you think about it, history is really written with a lot of faith and belief in it. Christianity was founded, di ba? Christianity was based on a belief. It's based on a faith in Jesus Christ. Communism is also based on a faith in Karl Marx, in his writings. Buddhism is the same. So if you think about it, a lot of the things that are happening now is really based on faith. So our response now as Christians is to be able to point them towards a living God, so that the faith is channeled towards a living God, a God who is true, a God who is alive, and a God who is able to change the lives of people. Kasi pag nabago ni Lord ang buhay ng mga leader na yan, oh my gosh. And we know that. Ikaw, alam mo yan sa missions, di ba? Ang dami niyan eh. Ang daming tao na mataas na ang posisyon nila sa faith nila. Diba, they were already in leadership positions. Tapos, na-capture ni Lord yung heart nila. Oh my gosh. Ano talaga? They're 10 times more effective. They're 10 times more efficient because now they're serving a living God.
Wow.
They're not a God that is still in the grave, but they serve a living God. So I think we have a big calling to do. And I know that you're in the missions, you're in the missions department and you handle missions. But missions is not just countries. It could be where you work. It could be where you live. It could be your friends. That's your mission field. So that when you talk about leaders, all leaders have a certain faith. Some have their faith is their faith in money. Some their faith is their faith in the position. Yun, delikado yun. That's shaky and that's not stable. That's not a stable foundation. If you put your faith in success, if you put your faith in business, if you put your faith in your earnings, your net worth, your this, your that, the foundation is not strong. The foundation is faulty. You have to have your anchored faith has to be on someone who is sovereign, who is almighty, even bigger than your boss. Iba, yung faith nila nasa boss nila. Some, their faith is in their boss. Their faith is in their leader. Sobrang bilib na bilib sila sa leader nila. Na feeling lang kailangan yung leader nila. Pag tumakbo ng presidente ng Pilipinas, buboto ko yan. Yung ganon. Be very careful also kung ganon. Kasi, that's very shaky eh. Some, their faith is in a speaker. Sabihin ng speaker. So, talaga, that's why it's important that our faith is solid. The foundation is solid. Our faith should be placed in someone who has finished the work for us. Okay. Si Elmer, may question.
Thank you. Okay, may question si Kuya Elmer. Sabi niya, What's your take on people who seldom stretch or dare? Does it say something about the strength of their faith, or it is just a personality thing? Like some people are naturally not risk takers. So what do you think about that,
Yeah.
Coach?
I think uh, when you talk about daring the impossible, and that's a very valid question, Elmer. Thank you so much for that question. To shed light, I think everybody takes risks. It's just that some are more of a risk taker than others. You know what I mean? For example, just between an entrepreneur or businessman and someone who's in corporate world, I know friends, I know people who are in corporate. They're not risk takers, but they still know how to believe for the impossible. Talagang Lord, they believe for the impossible, and they have become successful. They have become they have become they have all their prayers answered, and it's just based on their faith. So yung risk aversion is dependent on the person. Ako kasi I would say I'm moderate. I'm not also high risk taker. I calculate my risk, and then I make the I take the risk. Some will not. Yung iba talaga, they're very sure, they're very secure, they're very certain because they want to do it by the book. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think uh, it's not dependent on our ability to take risk, but it's dependent on the heart to believe God for the impossible. Kasi sabi nga nila, di ba, pagka plano ni Lord yan, pati grace ibibigay niya sa'yo. And together with that grace is the grace to help cope with the risk that you're about to take. So, very nice question. Thank you so much. And I hope I was able to answer your question. So, it's really not much dependent on the amount of risk, but it's the heart to believe God for the impossible. It goes back to that, the character, your heart, and then how God will answer that.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach Ardy, for answering that. I guess we'll go to our summary or maybe takeaway at this time. Thank you again, Coach Ardy. So, and thank you for all of you who asked questions. I guess so ang takeaway ko sa pinag-usapan natin, no? Tsaka sa shinare ni Coach Ardy sa atin, yung faith natin is a practical thing. It's not separable between the spiritual and the practical. And lagay ko sa notes ko na lahat ng tao may faith. Ang difference lang ay kung saan natin inilagay yung faith natin or kung ano yung object ng faith natin. So maganda na ma-discern natin, malaman natin, ma-reflect natin kung ano talaga or sino talaga yung object ng faith natin. Kasi yung object ng faith natin will determine our level of success. Tulad ng example ni Coach Ardy kanina, it may multiply our success and our leadership tenfold. Depende kung saan nakalagay o kung ano yung object ng faith natin. Actually, napaisip nga ako na while Coach was talking to that it's important to believe. It's important to believe for something impossible. And yet at the same time, it's also important to have the right character for it. So at the back of my mind, kaya napaisip ako na, Lord, I pray that you would give me I pray that you would give me success, answered prayers, based on the level of character I have. So parang I don't want to rise my character or my success beyond the level of my character. Kasi nga, tulad ng sinabi ni Coach kanina, it's dangerous to believe for something na yun pala hindi naman nakaayos yung faith mo kay God or yung character mo, no, kay Lord. So I think that's my takeaway for that. And last is that Faith is not just faith is built over time, looking at narrowing the focus, uh, being provided, and then daring the impossible. I was looking back in my life na parang these are some things that didn't just happen to me overnight. Yan. There were some people who came to me, discipled me, encouraged me, build my faith up. That's why faith got built up. So my encouragement for everyone is that you would be able to develop and build your faith over time, okay, and be able to have that concrete object of faith. Yeah. Now at this time, I will turn this over to Leejay and King for practically speaking. Pasok.
King,
Hi, Leejay. How are you?
hello. Galing lang, no? Para tayo
Wala ba tayo
nag-uusap dun sa
naka-green?
suit.
Green tayo
Oo
sa...
nga eh, para tayo nag-uusap dun sa suit natin eh. So, yan talaga pag pinaghahandaan ng tadhana.
Ayun, oo
So,
nga. Ano
so
yan?
ginawa
Faith,
na, faith ba?
faith, F-A-T-E? F-A-T-E na
Or,
faith.
or faith, F-A-I-T-H na. Isa yan guys, medyo lilinawin natin ni Pastor King. Nahawa na ako kay Direk. So,
Oh,
ang dami nating words ginamit ngayon and naghati kami ni King no, kung ano yung i-differentiate natin kasi maganda siyang pag-aralan. So, I'll take yung katunog ng faith, which is faith. Minsan nababaliktad natin no, na ang ibig pala natin sabihin faith. Ano ba yung pagkakaiba talaga niyan dalawang yan? Kasi minsan pag na-mispronounce mo, wala yung H, naging faith. Okay, yung faith kasi pag when you leave things in God's hands, then that's what you can call faith. As opposed to leaving things to chance. Yun yung faith. F-A-T-E. So, ano bang gusto natin? Direction, which is leaving it to God's hands, faith, or destiny, which is leaving things to chance. Ang major na pagkakaiba niyang King kasi, pag faith, according to the Hebrew dictionary, medyo mabigat to, Hebrew dictionary, ang faith ay pistis. And hindi po peste, pistis, okay? So, ang meaning niyan, it is a persuasion that is in birth in God sa'yo. Meaning, hindi mo idea to eh. So, can you imagine, friends and folks, na si God mismo yung nagbibigay ng persuasion, anak, ito yung gawin mo. So, kung akala mo bright idea mo to, yung totoong faith, ang nag-give birth dyan, si God pa rin. Or as opposed to, bahala na si Batman. Pag ang motto mo in life ay bahala na si Batman, faith, F-A-T-E yun, faith. Kasi you're relying on chance. Iniwan mo na lang, imbis na pwede mo naman ilagay sa kamay ng Panginoon, iniwan mo na lang, bahala na ang destiny sa akin. Kaya lang, pag ni-research mo pa further yung faith, F-A-T-E, neutral siya, pwede palang negative or positive. So it does not only connote destiny, but more often than not, pag nakita mo yung word na faith, ang kinokonnote niya, doom. So, saan ka pa, di ba? Pero, King, ang ganda rin ng take mo, no? There was another word that we always use kanina in relation to faith. I turn it over to you. King?
Ayan. So, yung isa natin naman is about faith versus belief. Okay? So, faith versus belief naman. And yun yung na-research ko kanina. So, actually, yung faith
King, I cannot hear you, brother. The audio is not on. Wala pa rin, kapatid. May something. Yung furry mic mo, bro. Wala akong marinig dyan sa furry mic. Baka buntot niya ng pusa niyo, bro.
Ayun.
Ayun,
Okay
yun.
na, okay na.
Ayun. Akala ko buntot ng pusa niya yan eh.
So sa dami ko,
Game.
siguro kasi nung sinaksak ko yung charger. But anyway, sa dami ng sinabi ko, nakalimutan ko na, no? But basically, no, faith and belief, it's like two sides of the same coin. All right? So, kumbaga parang it's almost the same, but you can use it in different settings. Okay? So, let me share with you yung research ko about this, no? And actually, simula tayo sa belief. Yung sa belief, when you look at the Bible and when you look at the Greek na pinanggalingan niya, it's the same thing. Pistis pa rin siya. Okay? Actually, pistis is faith, belief, faithfulness. Okay? So yung mga usage niyan is faith, belief, trust, confidence, fidelity, faithfulness. So yun yung mga words that come from the Greek word pistis. Okay? So, yung faith naman, pwede kasi siyang pistis, pwede rin siyang pistio, okay? Or that means to believe or entrust. Ang usage naman yan is I believe, have faith in, trust in, okay? I am entrusted with, alright? So yun yung usage ng faith na to, yung pistio. Then meron namang paitho, okay? Ang ibig sabihin naman is to persuade or to have confidence. Okay? So yun naman yung usage niyan. But it's all faith rin. Faith din yung ibig sabihin nito. Or yun yung usage ng faith. Okay? So, yung ano natin, pag for me, no, dun sa nabasa ko kanina, yung belief can be believing in the existence of something. Okay? So not necessarily affecting how you live or how that person who believes it live. All right? So pwedeng you believe in the existence of Jesus or God, but it doesn't necessarily affect the way that person believes it or how they live. Okay? So pwede rin naman na gamitin to, yung belief in saying that they are part of a Christian belief or belief system. So same way rin naman with faith, it can also be used in the existence of Jesus or God. I have faith in God, that God exists. Okay? Can also be used in saying that they are part of a Christian faith, diba? We use that. But also, na hindi ginagamit ang belief in this manner as much is being truly convinced that God can make it happen. So yun yung edge nung faith para sa akin in terms of usage.
Nice.
It has more mileage in that aspect. O kaya putting your whole trust in God alone. Di ba? Parang, I put my faith in God alone. Di ba? Parang, hindi mo naman sabihin na, I put my whole belief. Parang, it doesn't roll as smooth as faith.
Yes,
Again, it's the
yes.
same thing, but in terms of usage, it gets more mileage, yung faith. So, basically, through faith, okay, so, i-differentiate natin na yung faith, belief, / belief sa true faith na kung paano natin talaga siya ginagamit or most of the time we use it is you can believe or hold on to the belief that an airplane can take you from Manila to Switzerland, no? And mag-ano ka doon. Ano ba yan? Hang glide ba? Anong tawagan? But if you are afraid to ride a plane, then you don't have faith on that plane that will take you there. Diba? So, kumbaga, you believe that it can happen, but wala kang faith kung natatakot kang sumakay. So, belief is believing it can be done. Faith is buying the ticket. Alright?
Yun. Nice.
So, yun yung true faith. Okay? So, let's differentiate faith and true faith. You believe that God is one, you do well, even the demons believe and shudder. So, that's in James 2:19. So yung belief ng mga demons, it didn't change how they live, okay, or how they existed. They believed that God existed, but it didn't change the way they live. So yun yung nuance ng belief versus faith natin. So pag faith naman, James chapter 2 verse 17, ito yung verse na nakita ko. So also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. So dapat ang true faith is accompanied by works. Okay? So hindi to yung banda, no? So true faith is accompanied by works. Also, true faith also changes our actions, the way we think, our priorities. Alright? So parang yung kaninang sinasabi ni Ardy, ni Coach Ardy, diba? Yung focus natin mag-iiba and we will have a different mindset. So yun yung faith. That is what you call true faith. And what we discussed tonight with Coach Ardy is what true faith is. Okay? So it's more than the belief system or faith system that you have. All right? It has a deeper meaning. So again, in John chapter 14 verse 15 naman, it says here, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. So again, this is Jesus speaking to his followers, and really, kung faith mo nasa kanya, you love him, you have faith in him, you trust in him, you accompany it with your actions. Alright? So that's a working faith na natin to, no? So kumbaga parang ito na yung pinanghahawakan natin. That's faith in action. Okay? So that's what true faith is, and differentiating it from what we usually use belief with. Again, it's faith in itself tsaka belief in itself. It's almost interchangeable, but when we use it, yun yung nakikita natin na about faith. Alright? So that's it for me. Yun yung na-research ko din earlier. Okay? So back to you.
Nice. Tawagin na natin ang ating mga ka-coach or ka-teammates. Guys, balik na tayo. Ito mga to, malalaki ang faith. Malalaking pistiyo itong mga to.
Makapalang
sana
faith.
Yung pinakamalaking pistiyo dito. Nawawala yung iba. Have faith, guys. Gagana rin tong internet natin.
Oo, yung mga makakapalang faith nating mga kasama.
Oo. Ito mga kasama natin. Hello! Welcome back, guys.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Galing ng discussion nyo, King and Leejay.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Pwedeng pa-send ng notes?
Pwede naman. Or panoodin na lang natin ulit to. Pwede naman panoodin ulit to. So, dun sa mga, may mga napansin akong nanood lang sila, medyo humabo lang eh. Kasi madaming events today, no? You can watch this again. After the live broadcast, pwede nyo ulitin to. So, highly suggest you start it from the beginning so that you can get the context kung ano yung diniscuss natin ni King.
Yeah. Also, maybe we can ask everybody to leave a comment. What's a good time and day that you would want to watch Practical Leadership online? Because sa amin default lang ang Thursdays because this is the time that we meet, the day that we meet Thursdays. So we decided to make it on a Thursday. But if you guys want to watch this on a Friday and mas maraming makakanood ng Friday ng gabi, or you might want it a late night show, we're also okay with that, diba? So let us know how we can make it better, how we can serve you better, if this is helping you, if just give us feedback. We'd love to hear from all of you.
Yes.
Direk. Okay, so before we go, magpa-game lang tayo. Gusto ko lang talagang i-try ito.
Gusto ko talagang mag-game.
Kahit tatlo lang. Okay, so mamimigay tayo ng 3 prizes. Sagot ko na yung prizes.
Wow.
Okay. Alright, so kung sino po, yung sa mga nanonood pa ngayon, okay, so para lang matry talaga natin to. Kasi sasama loob ko pag di nag-work to. I have faith that this will work. Diba? Sabi nga ni PK, ang faith is itatry mo. So itatry ko. Okay? I know it will work and I will try.
Faith in action yan.
Yes.
Okay,
so game. Para naman magamit ko tong aking pin-repair. Okay, so it's... Diyan ba? You see it? Kailangan. PK pa-up naman. Yan.
Wow.
Okay, so pabilisan
It's game time.
It's game time. Game time. Okay, here we go. Yan. Okay, so Phil, ano yung covered word? What is the covered word for those of you who are still watching? Okay. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing blank. This is a quote from Jack Welch. Yeah.
I think,
Sa inyo, meron ba sa inyong may alam?
Success is all about growing your beard.
Yeah. Yan. Success is all about growing
Plants, mga plantitos, ganyan.
Growing your farm.
Growing tall?
Growing.
Okay, we have
Hindi ko na kaya yung growing tall.
Okay, we have answers. Ang una nakasagot si Micah, and the answer is
bawal pala rito ang Google, ha?
Ayan, others. Okay, so Micah, we have a winner, Micah.
Wow.
Okay, so Micah gets a prize. Okay, next one.
So just just to add pala, bawal mag-Google. So pwedeng manghula, bawal mag-Google kasi nga leaders daw tayo. Hindi daw, leaders tayo, so dapat walang cheating. Okay.
Okay. Next. The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that gets the blank to do the greatest things. Oh, ano yan?
Parang greatest love of all yan.
Gets the horse to do the greatest things.
Doon sa mga millennials, presidente po dati ng USA yan. Dating artista. Baka lang may mga millennial sino yan?
Ito sagot,
Reagan.
Serpentina, sagot ni Micah.
Get the serpentinas to great.
Okay. Nag-Google daw si Micah. Gets the blank to do the greatest things. Okay, so pass na to.
Google to do the greatest things.
Gets the Google.
He's the one that gets the others to do the greatest things.
Let's check. Okay, so ayan, that gets the contributors, team. Okay, let's check the answer. People.
Gets the people.
Okay. Yeah. O ano yan? Pass muna yan. Hindi, not counted yan. Not counted. Okay, sige. Next one.
Hanggang may mga tatlong makapanalo.
Oo. Ito. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and blanks the way. Ito familiar sa atin to.
Yeah.
So,
once the way. Is it the once the way?
John 14:6 lang yan.
All the way and all the way. Goes the way and all the way.
All the way.
Orange is the way. Yeah. Okay, so may delay tayo. Team is made of people. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and blanks the way.
Paves the way.
Leads the way.
Leads.
Maganda yung answer nito.
Good answer. Good answer.
Hindi tama.
Leads? Hindi. Nice try. But close.
Dami sila.
Close.
Oo nga eh.
Leads.
Parang lead ni Lord lang.
Ano?
Meron akong sagot kaya lang. Hindi yata ako
Hindi, kung titingnan mo, medyo may clue na dyan eh. May clue siya eh. Knows the way, goes the way.
Knows the way. Goes the way.
Leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and blanks the way.
Does it start with the letter S? Can you give me an S?
Ayan na, okay.
Tama.
Go for it.
And
shows the way.
Shows the way.
Tama pala.
Okay, so we have
talaga.
two winners na. Two winners. Si Micah.
And si Noe.
And
sino ba?
Si Edric.
Yeah.
Edric.
Si Brody.
Yung mag-asawa, more chances of winning eh.
Oo nga. Shows din, Tama
Oh,
rin.
John
Meron din
Maxwell.
kasi The correct answer po is shows. Shows the way. Ayan. Okay.
By the
So we have 2 winners so far. By the way.
Ang ganda rin nito. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and by the way.
By the way. Pwede. Okay, next one. So,
Ayan.
meron na tayong dalawa.
May
Last
dalawa na.
one. We're looking for the last
Last one winner.
Yes. Okay. Ito, sobrang familiar din itong quotation na to from Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them pancakes, or cookies.
Will
Research
never
nyo na.
forget how you made them. Oo, ang Maya
Cinnamon.
pancakes yun. Pancake mix yung...
Cinnamon roll.
Maya
How you
Angelou
made
din yun
them.
to diba?
Oo. Yes.
How you made them
pancakes. Hindi lang kasya yung last name niya. Maya Angelou de Leon.
Maya Angelou de Leon. Ayan na, may sumagot na.
May quote pala si Maya King.
Oh.
Ibang Maya.
Wala na.
Okay, alright. Wow.
Ang
Tristan.
ganda ng mga sagot,
Oo. Feel. Sushi bake. How you made them sushi bake. How you made them breakfast. Okay. And the correct answer is...
Ube pandesal.
Ayun.
Deal.
Okay. So, tatlo.
Yes. Yung third prize daw manggagaling kay Tristan de Golacion.
Oo. Bro, ikaw na
Sino pa nanalo?
deliver. Mrs. mo.
Ay, wow, congratulations. Dahil dyan.
Pakiano na lang, ikaw na magpadala sa kanya ng premyo niya. Okay. Yan. You want, ito ba,
Via
do you want
credit card.
more? You want more. Last one.
Yes.
Okay, last one. Teka, may mga new comments. Big Bangus.
Ano ba
Okay.
yan? Nakakagutom.
Ayan. There is no blank you can make which will pay you so well as the effort to scatter sunshine and good cheer through your establishment. Ano to? Medyo difficult round to. There is no blank you can make which will pay you so well
Ba to? There's
as the effort to scatter sunshine and good cheer through your
There is
establishment.
no.
Sino si Orison Marden? Sino sila? Who's Orison Marden?
Kapatid ba ni James Marden yan?
Sila yung
Pawis din
may-ari
to.
ng Sonyas. Sila may-ari ng Sonyas.
Sonia Smarden. Oo nga naman.
Pero pawisin kasi to si Orison.
As well.
Ay.
Okay.
Okay,
Anyway.
just
Sige.
Marden. Okay.
Pass na lang to, pass. Ayan, investment.
Oo nga
Okay.
naman.
Thank you sa
Sige.
trivia.
Last
At
one.
least natututo tayo.
Mr.
Ayan.
Drucker.
Last one.
Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing
It.
the Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style. Pwede, ano? Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the Gangnam Style.
Kasi
Ayan.
2 words yung hinahanap
Yeah, we're looking for 2 words. Ayan. So, sige, one more winner. Pag nasagot to, we have 4 na yung winners natin. And we will
Doing
connect with you for your prizes. Yeah.
Ayan.
Ayun,
Ito na
meron
yung
na sumagot.
Mukhang ito yung sagot.
Meron na sumagot. Okay. Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. All right. Congratulations. Yes, tama.
Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference between efficiency and effectiveness. Alam niyo ba yan?
Sige
Efficiency
nga. Okay na ako.
Sige nga, Coach.
Stop share na ako. Thank you for joining the game time. Dapat kanina pa tayo. Okay.
Ayun, mag-enjoy tayo dun.
Efficiency is doing,
Things right.
yes. And effectiveness is doing,
The right things.
yeah.
All right.
Output sa process yung isa. That's why management and leadership is different. Peter Drucker.
Dapat
Most
pareho.
well-respected management and leadership consultant. Patay na, pero most of the companies have embraced his writings as Bible truth for business.
Nice.
Galing yan, Peter Drucker. Galing yan. So now you learn efficiency and effectiveness. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Wow.
so that's it.
Salamat.
Wait, let's yep.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for another episode of Practical Leadership Online.
Tara naman
ready na
tayo.
ba kayo? Ready na ba kayo? Ay wait, meron daw, bago tayo umalis, meron nag-shoutout. Shoutout ko lang na hindi ko pa nagagamit yung prize kong GC from Coach Ardy.
Oh my gosh! Sa red?
May interest na kaya yun.
Transferable na siya. To keg.
Sabihin na lang, sa keg na lang para mas
Sa
malapit.
keg na lang yan.
Tama, sa keg, oo. Keg.
Sabay-sabay tayo.
O, sabay-sabay tayo, ha? Okay. So once again, maraming salamat po. Thank you to our viewers for joining us this evening, and we hope that once again, meron naman kaming na-impart sa inyo ng mga learnings about leadership. And this is not really about just the five of us. Tonight, we want to thank you for engaging with us, for all the answers na nilagay nyo sa comment section that really makes this practical leadership online, because it really involves all of us. It's a community that we're building here. So next week, katulad ng sinabi ni Coach, invite your friends. Okay, so share the link, and then also we post different memes throughout the week. So if you could also just visit, like our page, and share it to your friends. Would really appreciate that.
Direct,
Okay.
next week. Next week. Baka next week mag-imbita sila, wala tayo.
Bakit? Asan tayo?
Every other week, di ba?
Oo, tama.
Next week.
Yes, sorry. Wala pala tayo next week. Every other week nga pala tayo.
Every other
So,
week.
abangan nyo every other week. Yeah, okay. So once again, this has
Once
been Icko.
This has been King.
This has been
This has been
Leejay.
Tristan. This has been Tristan.
And this has been Coach Ardy.
Reminding everybody that we are
Lifelong
learners. Leaders are lifelong learners. Makakuha din natin ito baka sa episode 4. But yes, once again, thank you guys. Maraming
Thanks,
salamat sa inyo
guys.
lahat.
Thank
See you
you.
again.
Bye.
Bye.